Assalamu alaikum and good day. This presentation focuses on the development and application of language tests designed to assess learners' proficiency across the core language skills, namely listening, reading comprehension, writing, speaking, and grammar. Grounded in principles of language assessment, the tests aim to measure both receptive and productive abilities while ensuring validity, reliability, and practicality in classroom-based and formal testing contexts. Each test is aligned with specific learning objectives and proficiency indicators, highlighting how different assessment formats can be used to evaluate learners' communicative competence and linguistic accuracy. Overall, the presentation demonstrates how well-constructed language tests serve as essential tools for diagnosing learners' strengths, identifying areas for improvement, and informing effective instructional decisions. First off, here is a test to assess the learner's listening skills. This is a gap-filling activity where the teacher will have to read aloud the passage twice at a natural and conversational pace without showing the script to the students. The passage goes like this. Yesterday after class, my friends and I went to the new cafe near the school. We had been hearing a lot about it because many students say their milk tea is really good. When we arrived, the place was almost full, so we had to wait for about 10 minutes. I ordered a caramel milk tea with less sugar while my friend Jessa tried their strawberry smoothie. The drinks took longer than expected, around 15 minutes, but the staff apologized because they were short-handed. While waiting, we took pictures of the place since the design was very cozy and Instagram-worthy. When our drinks finally arrived, they tasted great and the prices were affordable. We agreed that we would definitely come back next week, maybe after our quiz in math. For this activity, the learners need to listen carefully to the passage and fill in the missing information with the correct words or numbers they hear. Second, here is a speaking test composed of 3 parts. The first part consists of personal questions where the teacher will have to ask the students 2 of the following. Tell me about your daily routine after school, or what is one activity you enjoy doing on weekends and why, or describe a person you look up to, or what is favorite subject and what makes it enjoyable, or lastly, if you could visit any place, where would it be and why? On the second part, the teacher will have to show the student a picture, like for example, a school event, park, classroom, cafe, or community scene, and the students' tasks are to first describe what they see in the picture, and then explain what the people might be doing, and lastly is to share their opinion about the scene. The third part then will be a situational role play. The students will have to choose one among the following scenarios where the teacher acts as the partner. The first scenario is on making plans. You and your friend want to study for a quiz, and you have to decide where to meet, what time, and what subjects to review. The second scenario is solving a problem. You borrowed your classmate's book and accidentally damaged it. Now you have to explain the situation and negotiate a solution. The third scenario is on customer interaction. You are at a cafe ordering food, and you have to ask about prices, ingredients, and make a final order. And the fourth scenario is on school event planning. You are helping plan a school event and you have to discuss tasks, schedule, and what materials are needed. To ensure objectivity, the following speaking test rubrics will be used by the teacher in scoring the students' outputs. The criteria will be based on fluency, pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary, coherence and organization, and lastly, interaction or communication skills. Third, here is a test that will assess the learner's reading comprehension and writing proficiency skills. The reading passage will be the short story of O. Henry entitled The Gift of the Magi. After reading the passage, the students will have to answer the following test composed of 3 parts. The first part is a multiple choice test consisting of literal questions that ask for the information that is explicitly stated in the text. The answers can be found directly in the passage without interpretation. Hence, this only requires lower order thinking level, specifically recall and understanding. The second part is a multiple choice test as well, consisting of inferential questions that require learners to read between the lines by using clues from the text combined with prior knowledge to draw conclusions. Hence, this requires higher order thinking level, particularly analysis and interpretation. The third part is an essay type in which the writing proficiency skills of the students will be assessed. This will consist of applicative or reflective questions that will ask learners to apply ideas from the text to new situations or relate them to personal experiences, values, or real-life contexts. The students will have to answer the following questions in 100 to 150 words. Hence, this requires the highest order thinking level, particularly application, evaluation, and creation. To ensure objectivity, the following proficiency test rubrics will be used by the teacher in scoring the students' outputs. The criteria will be based on content and development, organization and coherence, grammar and sentence structure, vocabulary and word choice, and lastly, mechanics, particularly spelling, punctuation, and capitalization. Lastly, here is a grammar test on tense review. This will be a multiple choice type of test that will require the students to choose the correct verb form to complete each sentence. The first 5 focuses on past tense versus present tense, while the second 5 is on past tense versus past perfect tense.